Hi guys, Pragyan here, currently a first year MBBS student at AIMS New Delhi, and welcome back to our channel. And welcome back to a brand new episode of Spilling Out Secrets. And today, for this episode, we have with us Rishikesh, All India Rank 3 in NEET UG this year. So, first of all, congrats, Rishikesh. How do you feel right now?
It feels great, and more than anything else, it's a relief.
So, now, without wasting any time, we'll start with this episode. So yeah, before I begin, let me tell you guys, or many of you would already know that we also have a fun rapid fire round towards the end of this video. So do watch the entire video. So now let's talk about your chemistry strategy.
Chemistry, I think it's somewhere in between physics and biology, so it's a mix of both these physics and biology preparations. For chemistry, physical chemistry is somewhat like physics, although there are a lot of tables in some chapters of this physical chemistry as well, like solid state. I think questions come almost only from tables nowadays. So NCERT should not be neglected for physical chemistry also. While numericals are important, formula based they are important. I had done the theory part from NCERT very thoroughly, especially after seeing NEET 2021 paper. And for organic chemistry, I think it is very important to practice many questions. NCERT, especially for this GOC chapter in class 11th, organic chemistry basic principles and techniques, we read NCERT, but then we need to apply these in questions. I think they never ask questions directly from the theory points of NCERT. They make us apply this. So I think question practice is very important for organic chemistry. I had used GRB Organic Chemistry by Himanshu Pandey for organic chemistry practice, besides my coaching modules and NCERT. And coming to inorganic, so it is just like biology. Actually, it is somewhat worse than biology because I found that how many times I read inorganic, it wouldn't sit in my head in the initial stages. But I just learned to overcome that fear. I realized that repeated reading was the strategy. So I just read NCERT over and over again. And finally, I realized that there was a stage when I started remembering these lines. So I just was perseverant. I didn't give up. And I made short notes for inorganic chemistry as well to note down the points which I didn't remember in my first round or second round of reading so that I could pay more attention to these points.
And any book you referred for inorganic, like only NCERT, I think.
No, just NCERT, sir. I think not even my coaching modules because I was not able to remember NCERT well. So that was my first priority. And then seeing the PYQs also, I realized that NCERT was somewhat sufficient for inorganic. And
Right.
that's what I heard all my seniors say. So I followed that advice and ultimately it worked out for me.
And for physical chemistry, any practice book you referred?
Just modules for physical as well. Because I think the numericals which came, they were directly NCERT formula based, 1-2 step based. So I didn't face much difficulty in physical chemistry. Organic chemistry was a little difficult for me in the beginning because I was unable to apply these concepts of NCERT to the questions. So I focused more on organic chemistry. I had a separate book for organic chemistry.
And how many times you read chemistry NCERT?
For organic and inorganic, I think around 10 times. And for physical, class 11th 5 times, class 12th around 10 times.
Great.
I think inorganic would not be 10, it would be much more than 10 because it was error analysis based. So some chapters I read more number of times or some topics I read more number of times. So yeah, maybe it went up to 20-25.
Yeah, like this is a nice strategy. We should focus on strengthening our weakness so that it also becomes a strength. So how many full syllabus mock tests you gave before the final exam?
Around 100. I started around 100 or 110 days before the exam. So I almost gave one mock test per day. So I gave around 100 mock tests, either in the branch, or in the institute, or at home. Our teachers had shared the previous mock tests of the archive to us. So I was able to practice almost 100 mock tests.
And any tips for error analysis?
Firstly, one should not get demotivated when he or she makes mistakes. That's the most important thing. Even I made a lot of mistakes till the end, and I think it's the same with every aspirant. So there is nothing to be afraid of mistakes. And what is important is trying not to repeat the same type of mistakes. So this should be done by analyzing the pattern of error. It's not like if there's an error in a particular chapter, the entire chapter has to be done. Rather, pattern of error has to be analyzed. Like if there's a diagram-based error, there is no point in reading the entire chapter. Rather, I feel it's more helpful to if one reads all the diagrams, one goes through all the diagrams of the textbook. So this pattern based error analysis, and if there is some error in concept, there is nothing to be feared. Even I had such errors sometimes, but I just went through the concept again.
And any errors in concept, I think you should focus more on clearing those errors first.
Yes.
Now, a fun question. If not MBBS, what you would have pursued?
Maybe research. So I was interested in biology all the time. And along the way, I felt I wanted to become a doctor because I could help my family, I could help my society directly. But I had kept other options open. Like I felt that if medical went badly, maybe I could go for research.
Okay, so you must have given KVPY, I think.
Yes, I had given KVPY, SC and SX both.
Great. So were you away from social media during your preparation?
Mostly yes, because I never had any account on Facebook or Instagram, and I don't have even now. I just used WhatsApp to clear my doubts with my teachers and to discuss with my friends, because in these 2 years it was almost completely online and we were just cut off from our teachers and classmates, our peers. So this was the only way through which we could reach out to our teachers to clear doubts, and I really asked a lot of doubts to my teachers. So this social media, that is WhatsApp, helped me to clear these doubts.
Right. How did you keep yourself motivated and focused during your preparation?
So I just thought about why I wanted to pursue this. Why am I going through all this journey? So I thought about that. I thought about the day when I started. I dreamt about becoming a doctor. And then when I used to get demotivated, I used to speak to my teachers. I used to speak to my parents, and they used to motivate me. And this mainly used to happen when I used to make a lot of mistakes and I was like plagued by self-doubt, whether I could do it or whether I could not do it. Why am I making these mistakes? In those times, I used to speak to my parents and teachers, and they explained to me that there is no one who is perfect. Everyone makes mistakes, but every mistake is a teacher. So the important thing is to learn from the mistakes. And this motivated me, and this helped me remain focused throughout my journey.
Nice. So did you prepare from your home during these 2 years or in hostel?
From home. And this parental support and support of my family really played a great role in my journey.
Okay, what did you do in your leisure time?
My hobbies are like reading and painting and like watching wildlife documentaries and gardening. I used to do these, and I used to take breaks between my preparation. That is, when I used to read for 1 hour and 1.5 hours and I used to get fatigued, I felt that I could not take it anymore. I took just 10 to 15 minutes break so that I could refresh myself. And during those times, I used to pursue these hobbies.
Nice. Like it is good to know that you pursued your hobbies because like most of the students, they like quit their hobbies completely. So that is not a good thing to do. You should pursue them, but you should limit the
Sure.
time.
Time setting this time limit is very important, and I think I learned that over a period of time. But I think I was not the type who could sit for 4 hours, 5 hours and read at a stretch. I think that just became counterproductive in my case.
Right. So now let's talk about your paper attempting strategy.
A paper attempting strategy. So actually, during my course of mock tests, I tried various combinations. I started sometimes with physics, sometimes with biology, sometimes with chemistry. But I think in the final exam, what works for everyone is that if they attempt the section which they're comfortable with, and if they're able to finish it in a short span of time, then I think there is some level of confidence which he or she gains while solving the remaining sections. So it's like I've completed this much, maybe 50% of the paper within such a short period of time. I have these many marks in hand, and now even if there's a tough question, it's fine. I can overcome that. So in the final exam, I did first zoology, then physics, then botany, and then chemistry. So this time, since botany or biology was split into botany and zoology, I found that first, if I had done some purely theory based or fact based section and then a numerical based section, that would be better instead of dealing with 50% purely numerical or purely theory based questions. This is a better strategy. So that's what I did in my final exam.
Okay, nice, interesting strategy. So like you told before that you prepared short notes for inorganic. So did you prepare for other subjects as well or only inorganic?
The theory-based chapters of physics, the theory extensive, like mechanical properties of solids and mechanical properties of fluids and gravitation, where there are more fact-based points in NCERT, I used to note those, but not for all chapters of physics. And for chemistry, it was mainly for inorganic. And sometimes the chapters of physical, like solid state, where there are a lot of fact-based, solid state and electrochemistry also. And for biology, I did almost for all chapters of biology as well.
Okay, so you made short notes for bio as well.
Yes, like those points which I couldn't remember in suppose 4 or 5 rounds of reading. That happened to me sometimes. Some points I could remember all the time, whereas some points I couldn't remember despite repeated reading. So I felt that beyond a point, it is better to note these points in a book. Like it would take 1 or 2 pages per chapter, and then I should focus on these points. And if I read these 1 2 pages, I can be thorough with the entire chapter. That was my strategy.
Okay, and for inorganic as well, you wrote the forgetful points mainly.
Yes,
So Rishikesh, the next question for you is that what was your daily routine and how many hours you studied per day? So now we come to an end to the academic questions. Now it's time for the fun section of the video, the rapid fire round. So Rishikesh, are you ready?
hopefully.
Okay. Your favorite movie and web series?
A movie is Lord of the Rings, and web series is Rings of Power, which is based on the same.
Nice. Your actress crush?
I would say no one, but
But you will have to take a name. Anyone you can take.
okay, maybe Vidya Balan.
Okay. Your inspiration?
My parents and my teachers.
Nice. Your favorite food?
Favorite food as such, I should say masala dosa. But I love home food. The type of food is home food. I like home food more than any other restaurant
Yeah,
food or such.
nice. Home food is the best, always.
Sure.
So now the next question is complete the names of these chapters according to NCERT. So let's start. Classification of elements and dash.
Periodicity in properties.
Correct. Ray optics and dash.
Optical instruments.
Correct. Dash and capacitance.
Electrostatic potential.
Nice. Dual nature of dash.
Matter and radiation.
A little bit wrong. It's radiation and matter, but it's fine. Dash and rotational motion.
System of particles.
Correct. So you scored full in this as well. Acha, and in NEET, you got one wrong. So which was that question? So with this question, we come to an end to this rapid fire round and to this video as well. And I hope that all of you got to learn a lot from Rishikesh himself. So that's it for the today's video. Thanks for watching. Signing off. Bye-bye.